Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Now today I'm doing a follow-up video on the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II, which I've had for just over a month now, and I've been using it extensively in the last month. Now I've been using it for video, I've been using it as my close-up camera for doing the headshot that you see here. Now today I'm using my Sony A7C. I would use my A7C quite a few other times actually, because it gives that lovely depth, that lovely separation between myself and the background, certainly for the headshot, the close-up shot. But quite often I'll use my ZV-E10 Mark II with the Viltrox 33mm lens f1.4. That gives us a very similar sort of look. It does throw me out to the background. So I just want to go through my thoughts on the ZV-E10 over the last month or so. I've also been using it for going out and about taking photographs. I've got quite a few photographs here, and we used it quite extensively at a circus shoot that we've done. And I used the Samyang 12mm, AF 12mm lens for that circus shoot. So we was using it predominantly for getting the wide shots of the circus. And as you can see, they look fabulous. So the ZV-E10 is a really great hybrid camera. It's great for your stills as a walk around camera. It's also great as a video camera. Actually, as a stills camera, it's not really talked a lot about a stills camera, but I think it's a great camera for doing street photography, general purpose photography. And I say that because it is really compact and really lightweight, particularly with this kit lens. Now, it weighs only 500 grams. That is with the kit lens, the body and the FZ100 battery. This camera has the updated FZ100 battery. I've got one here somewhere. This camera has the updated FZ100 battery as opposed to the ZV-E10 Mark I, but has got the FW50 battery. So the battery lasts for ages in this camera, particularly because it is so lightweight. It has got the 3-inch articulating screen, which I've said in previous videos. So I'm not going to go through all the specs of this in this video, because that's a bit pointless. You can watch many other videos online. I just want to go through how I feel with the handling and the output quality of this camera. Now for video, it is a 10-bit camera, and that's great. I don't really need 10-bit for what I do. For all my presentations of cameras here and all the videos that I do shoot in 10-bit, although my Sony A7C is only an 8-bit camera. But that's completely fine. I've got no issues with that at all, because I'm not doing color grading. I don't shoot in any log profiles, so I don't need to do color grading. As long as I get the color balance pretty close. I've got all my cameras set to 5600 Kelvin, which is exactly what these lights are outputting. So the color balance should be pretty much the same across all the cameras. Well, I hope they are. I've got my Fuji X-H2 getting the wide shot. That's got my Sigma 18-50 lens fitted to that. It's a great lens and it's a great camera. And I've got my Fuji XS20 over the back there, and that's got fitted to it. Well, I've got fitted to that, I'm not sure. I mean, it's the 18mm, the Fuji XF 18mm lens fitted to that. Or it might be the TT Artisan 27mm, I can't remember. But that's at the back there. And I've got me DJI Pocket 3 just there, getting possibly a third angle, fourth angle. And I've got a close-up shot being picked up on my original Sony ZV-1, because I've got the ZV-1 Mark II somewhere on the table here, not sure where it is. So yeah, the ZV-E10 Mark II, great for street photography, great for general purpose photography, 26 megapixel sensor inside, so you get lovely crisp images. It's a really nice sensor in this camera. There is no in-body image stabilization in this camera, so just bear that in mind if you're using slow shutter speeds. It's fine with this lens, because this lens has optical steady shot or image stabilization in the lens. It is a kit lens, but it's the Mark II kit lens, and that actually pairs very nicely with this particular camera. And the reason why it pairs very nicely is because this is a power zoom lens. So when you turn it on, you can actually control the zoom of the lens via the toggle switch around the shutter button there. As you zoom in and out, the lens will, zoom as well. That is great if you're doing street photography or general purpose photography. I actually love it now, to be honest, because I can hold this camera with one hand and control everything from one hand. So just like a compact camera, really. So I've got me zoom I can control just by doing that. I've got obviously my shutter release. I've got all my exposure compensation on the back here that I can control. If I'm in aperture priority, I can control the apertures or the shutter speed just by using the dial on the top here, the record button, and also the mode dial. It's all easy to get to from just a single hand. So when you're walking around, you can adjust your focal range depending on how you adjust the toggle switch. Really, really good. Really nice handling. The fact that it has got the 3-inch articulating screen, that is okay. I'm more of a fan of a screen that tilts outwards, rather just up and down, rather than articulating for when I'm going out and about doing photography. But generally speaking, I just leave it flat on the back of a camera, and that works fine for me. But it's so lightweight. It's so lightweight, and this lens actually is a pretty decent lens. I know it does. All kit lenses do get criticised for not being particularly sharp and not being, great lenses. But I found this lens, pretty damn decent. I go out and about, use this lens quite a bit. I generally shoot in RAW, so I can pull the shadows out and I can reduce the highlights and I can make various adjustments nice and easily. But I do shoot RAW and JPEG, so I've got the best of both worlds. But you can see here that the sharpness of this lens is fine. You can print these images, no problem whatsoever. Detail is good. Detail is very good. You can read what's on the brickwork there without any trouble whatsoever. And it's nice and sharp as well. It's not just that you can read it, it is actually nice and sharp. So I think it's a great travel lens. Lovely rich colours, lovely in contrasty, nice and sharp. So, again, brickwork is really good there. Really nice sharp lens with a great sensor. So I don't have an issue using this lens as my favourite travel lens fitted to the ZV-E10 because you can handle everything with one hand. Again, for video, I found it great for video. I've used it a great deal in the studio here, certainly for headshots, and I've used it for getting the wide as well. So I'll set it up where my X-H2 is and set it up as a wide camera. I've done that several times. That is great. The face and eye detect works great in video. And even with my Sony A7C, it's accurate. It is really good. When you come to edit it, you're not going to get pulsing. You're not going to get it focusing on the background. And it's a much newer focus algorithm in the ZV-E10 Mark II. It's not the same focus module that you find in the Sony A6700, but it's still excellent. It's still really, really good. And it has got the animal eye detect, face detect, as well as human detect, eye and face detect. And if it can't detect the face, it will detect the body. Works great. So yeah, for handling, you can't go wrong with a ZV-E10 Mark II. It has got the Sony multi-interface shoe on the top, which I've said in previous videos. Now again, when I'm working here in the studio, that is great because I can just slot on a microphone such as the ECM B1M. That is a great little microphone. It's all manual control. You've got your manual audio controls on the back of a microphone. That works great on this camera. And if you want to use XLR inputs, use one of the XLR adapters that Sony make. They make several of them actually. This is the K2M. And you've got your manual controls there for your XLR inputs, and then your XLR microphones go into the side of the unit, and that will fit via the multi-interface shoe straight onto the camera. So you don't have to worry about plugging cables in, cables getting damaged, or anything like that. And the other thing that is great with the ZV-E10 Mark II, it is a great content creation camera because not only does it have a mic jack on the side, it also has the headphone jack as well, where something like the Nikon Z30 has only got a mic jack, but on this camera it's got both headphone and mic jack. It's got HDMI out. It's micro HDMI, but hey ho, it's a compact camera, and it's got USB-C. And again, as I've said before, USB-C is crucial for me to power the cameras, because I'm doing maybe 3 or 4 videos in, not in one go, but at the same session. I might have a few minutes between each video, and it's great that USB-C will power the cameras. I don't have to worry about the batteries running low on the cameras. All I have to worry about is the SD cards filling up. Well, that's not an issue because I use quite large SD cards. So all my cameras are being powered by USB-C, the same here. And with no video record limit, that makes it great. You can just keep on going and then edit the bad bits out, you know, when I come to edit them, basically. So yeah, everything's really included in this camera. It hasn't got a viewfinder, but that doesn't worry me. I don't really need to use a viewfinder, certainly when I'm doing it for video, because I'm using either the 3-inch screen or I'm outputting to an external monitor. I tend to prefer, when I'm using it in the studio, to output to an external monitor. They're bigger and I can see them better, certainly with my poor eyesight. For example, I've got the, I'm not sure what make it is, on the A7C, it's quite a big monitor. I've got my Atomos Ninja 5 on my X-H2. I've got my Viltrox monitor up there that's monitoring me XS20, which is over there, to be honest. I'm running a long HDMI lead to it so I can actually see the monitor. Yeah, so very feature packed. And the fact that it is a 10-bit camera, I think is great. For under £1,000 with the kit lens, I think it is great. There's only 2 things, as I say, it might concern you. A, there's no viewfinder, and B, it has only got the 1 SD card slot. On the side, it has only got the 1 slot, hasn't got 2. So you might find that a bit of concern if you're doing professional work. I've never had an SD card go corrupt on me, but I wouldn't want to chance it if I'm filming a wedding or filming an event that you can't replicate. So that may well be a concern to some people. But it's a compact camera, and you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I love using my ZV-E10. I actually didn't think I would enjoy using it going out and about as much as I do. And you see, look at the images that I took, you know, at the circus. Well, actually, Willow took these images with this camera at the circus. They're absolutely stunning. They're really, really good. This camera, although it has no image, in-body image stabilization, and the Samyang lens that we were using has no in-lens image stabilization, we were still able to get really cracking images, you know, really, really nice images. So yeah, this sensor, I mean, look at that. This sensor and this camera can produce stunning images as well as stunning video. I really want to make that quite clear. It isn't just a video camera. It is a very, very full spec stills camera. It is limited as far as function buttons concerned and control dials. So that would be, you know, a limitation, but it is a compact camera. I say limited because it has only got the 1 command dial. So it's only got that 1 command dial on the top there, but it has got a second dial on the back here. I've got that pre-configured for exposure compensation. You can set that up for ISO, whatever you want to set it up for. And as I say, I've got this command dial set up for either adjusting the shutter speed if you're in shutter priority, or the aperture if you're in aperture priority. But it is a compact camera, so you've got to expect the fact that it is limited as far as function buttons. But the screen is all touchscreen, including the menu. So you can still get through to your functions really quickly by using the touch screen. So if you want to get to a function menu, you swipe up, brings up the quick function menu, and you can put your most used functions in that menu. And you can actually tap on these various functions that are on the screen as well. So if you want to change, say, for example, the detection mode, I've now just put that in detecting animals, particularly cats, and you can scroll through that and set it up for birds. That's now back to human detect. So it is very configurable, and I've got used to the fact it's got you know, few function buttons. It's got showcase mode and various other, you know, preset modes. For example, I've got showcase mode set up on my little ZV-1, so I don't have to worry about the camera not focusing. In fact, my little ZV-1 I've used for such a long time now. It's a great, great little camera for this very particular purpose. and that's always my close-up camera, either the ZV-1 Mark 1 or the ZV-1 Mark 2. So yeah, great little camera. I've been really enjoying using it, you know, since I bought it, and it's always in my kit bag if I'm not using it in the studio here. I have found with the ZV-E10 Mark II, it's got a better grip than the original ZV-E10, a much better grip. I'm not knocking the jog switch as often as I used to. In fact, I don't knock it at all. So that makes it a lot more enjoyable when you're going out taking photographs. But I'm not constantly knocking this. And if I'm using prime lenses, I'm not getting that horrid error message. I really wish Sony would do a firmware update where you can turn this jog switch off or on depending on what lenses that you're using. That would be really, really helpful. So it has got a better grip, although I will say if I'm using bigger lenses, I still think my knuckles are going to rub up against the lens. But it's fine with this lens, and it's fine with most lenses. I don't think I'm going to be using it with long telephoto lenses, so I don't think that's really going to be an issue. But again, it is a compact camera, so you're not going to expect a really big grip with a compact camera. Some of you may be put off by the fact it has no built-in flash. You have to plug a flash gun into the hot shoe. Again, that doesn't worry me at all. Maybe a bit annoying if I was using it in the studio, because I would use the built-in flash as a trigger to fire the flash, the studio strobes. But that's not an occasion that many people would need it for. So yeah, no built-in flash, but that doesn't worry me at all. So there we go. That's a quick look at the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II after using it for a month or so. I love it here in the studio for video. I love taking it out as a street camera purely because it's such, you know, it is so compact and great with this lens. In fact, I just keep, when I'm going out and about, I just use this lens. It's a great little lens, and the images are nice and sharp. You know, when you're going out and about, and when you're using other lenses like here, or like here where I've used a different lens again, it's great. These images I will put up on my Flickr page, and I would suggest you take a look at them on Flickr rather than studying them on this video, because I've only flicked through them. So there we go. Great little camera, can highly recommend it. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you like this video. Would really appreciate that. It does help me grow the channel. Cheers for now. Bye.